It's January 11th. It's about 4:20 a.m. This is our first accountability call for 4:30 Psycho. 4:30 Psycho is a 10 commitment challenge that's, um, I had a good friend of mine um, basically see, I did a post, I do a post every year celebrating that year. And this last post was my third year of not drinking and starting my day at 4:30 in the morning, which opens up a lot of other things for me. And I did this post, and I just make it real basic, and I just celebrate, that my third year of not drinking and living a high performance life where I can focus on success and fitness and weight and different parts of my life. And I had a friend reach out, and they were like, "Hey, man, you're looking good. I've lost 20 pounds over the last couple of years, and which I'll get into." And he's like, "God, is this not drinking? How's it working for you?" And I'm like, "Well, it allows me to, start my work day every day at 4:30 a.m." And he's like, "Oh, wow, this, what, like, why would you do that?" And I'm like, "Well, it's because at the end of the day, when most people sit around and watch TV, or if you're really, really working hard trying to take that moonshot effort into getting your business to the next level or something to the next level, you steal time from your family or from some other place, right? Like it's because it's just really hard to fit everything in a day. And I believe that you can take that time and put it at the very beginning of the day. And for me, it was November 15th, 2019. And I was getting ready to write my second book. And I was looking at time for the first time in my whole life. I was trying to figure out where, um, you know, uh, I knew this book was going to be a really big book. It ended up being 365 pages, and it was a lot that I was going over. I interviewed 25 plus people. It was going to be a really big book. And for the first time in my life, I looked at my time, and at that time, I was getting up at 5:30 in the morning. And real simply, if I moved to 4:30 in the morning, that was 1 hour a day. That's 365 hours a year. And then you do the math, you divide it out. Okay, wow, that's 15 full days of time, or 45 8-hour days. And I was like, holy cow, like that's huge in the same year to add that much time back into my calendar. Now think about this, if you're getting up at 6:30, it's double. Or if you're getting up at 7:30, it's triple that time. So the first commitment, getting up at 4:30, checking in with our attendance tracker. Now that's just a good way. Our attendance tracker, when you check in during this time where I'm going to go live every morning to hold myself accountable, I'm going to invite guests on. And once we after the first 10 days where I go over each commitment every day, each of the first 10 days, I'm going to start having guests on. You might be asked to be a guest after you've done 15 days of logging it at 4:30, before 4:30. So the what's really cool about the attendance tracker is it you can get to it through a lot of different things. Our 4:30 Psycho landing page, uh, this channel, this YouTube channel, will always have the link. You go in there. It's just an accountability tool. You check in at timestamps. It's going to email you. You can use the download workbook to track your success in all the different areas. So I'm not going to get into all of the different commitments. Tomorrow, I'm going to talk about the no alcohol commitment, which is one of the biggest time savers and a very easy thing. For me, quitting drinking was so I could get up that extra hour and guarantee it. Like guarantee it. Like I can guarantee I'm going to be here every day of the year over the next bunch of years. I've been here every day, and I'm working on big projects to take my business to the next level. Now, the interesting thing, well, not interesting, is, I started November 15th, 2019. And then, shortly after we got pregnant, my wife got pregnant. And we were, um, it was heading into 2020. And obviously, COVID made things crazy that year. And it was, April 2020, we did our first trimester sonogram, and they did a genetic blood test. And, and that was before you get past that, you can tell everybody you're pregnant. Um, we get the worst news possible. That came back that, if our baby survived, it would, he, we didn't know at the time, the sex, but, he would need 24/7 support, his whole life. And, it was a horrible time. COVID was raging, and it was a pretty scary time. And I, you know, I'd start my day every day, and crying about it. And I would say to myself, "This is so painful. I can make it. This is so painful. I can make it." And I remember on the seventh day, I heard pain fuel. I heard, when I was saying painful, I heard pain fuel. And I like stutter this word pain fuel, and I can, and those, it's crazy at the times that you are, feeling the most pain in your life. I had to laugh because it was such a brand name or a tagline for taking pain and having it fuel your motivation, right? Like, and so I'm like, what is this? When you turn something into something else? And I was googling and found the word transmute, and it's really stuck with me, and it drove me through that whole period, through that whole, um, pregnancy, uh, and drove me through the next week. It took 14 days or 13 days to get, a new test result, and it ended up being a false positive. And Flynn is an amazing 2-year-old now. Um, but pain fuel and I can is what drives me. And the friend of mine that called me and reached out, that was asking me, how I was doing everything, asked me to be his accountability partner. And I was like, I don't know, even how we do this, but give me, like, 30 days, and let me see if I can figure out, like, something. And this is 430 Psycho, right? So I wanted a super meaningful challenge that allowed you to go after your moonshot, your big ideas to get something to the next level, whether it's your business, your relationship, something in your life where you need to commit a ton of time but have never been able to fit it in. Every year, if you go to these motivational events or conferences, you come back super motivated and excited from, wherever you get that from, a great speaker or whatever, and come back, and 2 weeks later, nothing happens because you never restructured your lifestyle. So I call this a lifestyle framework that allows you to, spend 3 hours a day, 7 days a week, 21 hours a week on whatever it is you're trying to get to the next level, and not steal time from, I have a full day of work. And the biggest thing, so into the second year of this, we had, our son. And it took me 13 months to write that second book. And then I said, "God, I gotta keep going." I have a son now, and it worked beautifully for our son. I would go to bed early. My wife would take the late shift. And now I was up a lot, but I was always going to be up. And that work time, my biggest commitment was my son. So I could work on my projects, but I was also available for that morning shift. And it's a great way to be now. I will never change. I'm not going to get into all the other commitments. They're pretty big. The next one, no drinking, is the biggest time saver. I couldn't even come close to believing how much time I saved when I quit that. But so The 430 cycle challenge, it's a 90-day challenge. It's a 10 commitment challenge. It's designed to bring balance into your life so that you can still focus on relationships, family, community, health, diet. I was talking to a friend in our industry a couple days ago, and we all get on this. Well, a lot of us get on this treadmill, go, 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 go. And it's, for me, I'm in sales and it's volume, volume, volume. And then you're like, okay, I got to make this volume more profitable. And then, and then, you get back to the consumer experience and then at a certain point, you get into balance. And this is what 430 Psycho is about. It's about balance in life while you're still trying to achieve, your moonshots where you're still trying to get things to the next level and fit it all in and not steal time from anywhere. So um, I think I did it backwards. I think you really got to start out with balance. And this is what this brings. This brings a ton of balance. It sounds crazy, and that's why I called it 430 Psycho, working 3 hours before 7:30 every morning. But then it just becomes normal. So I'm really excited. Um, I'm really excited to see who joins this and what kind of community we can build. I'll be here every morning. And that's why it was easy when I thought about this. I was like, I can go live for 10 minutes every morning and help hold myself accountable um and then build a community of people that are trying to get to the next level. So hope to see you every morning, at least for the next 90 days. And then some of you guys might, you might buy into it as a lifestyle. We'll see. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow.